Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is VGY. You might remember me from such things as MK11 Shao Kahn and many other videos on this wonderful channel that is DashFight. But it's good to be back, it's good to be making some more content for you guys, and today we're going to be doing a general cameo overview. So this video is going to help those of you who maybe you've picked a main character but the cameo selection is what you're struggling with. This video is going to help you decide what cameo is best for you and best for your game plan, as I'm going to go through every one of them and essentially tell you the goods, the bads, the uglies, and everything you need to know, pretty much. Before we begin, make sure if you're watching this video, drop a subscription to the lovely people at DashFight and a follow on Twitter and all their socials. They're great, love working with them as I always say, and it's nice to be back with another video. But try to keep this intro short and sweet. That being said, I will see you guys in the cameo guide. Okay, so before I get into the main meat and potatoes of this cameo guide, I want to just talk a bit about cameo categories and things that you're going to want to look for in a cameo, and why you should pick these certain cameos and these categories of cameos, should I say. So first off, we've obviously got the combo cameos. These cameos are going to make your combos do juicer damage and extend combos where you wouldn't normally be able to extend them. Those cameos, the main ones being Scorpion, Sonya, Jax, Goro, I would say. Those are the main cameos you're going to look for in terms of combo extension, because that is what the majority of their kit is about, because they have ambush cameos that are very strong at confirming things that you wouldn't normally be able to launch from, or just further extending that damage off of things you can launch from already. You've also got neutral cameos as well, so cameos that are going to assist you in the neutral. So Kano with Kano knives, Striker with Striker grenades, Motaro with his reflect and his projectile and his turret, Frost with her ground freeze, Sector with his missile. You've also got a lot of neutral help cameos, Kung Lao being the most prominent one at the moment, which you guys should know, of course. These cameos are obviously very strong for helping you patch that gap where you're trying to get in and you need that hit. These characters are going to help you a lot because they have that projectile normally that is going to assist you in getting in, control that space, forcing your opponent to either duck or jump or move in some way, and that's really, really strong. Also, Serena can help in this regard too. And then you've obviously got your utility cameos, which are obviously a bit different. So you've got Sub-Zero providing some projectile invulnerability with his armor. You've got Shujinko, which is obviously going to change based on your opponent and what they have decided to choose. So obviously that is going to require some practice, of course. Motaro also falls into this category because he's obviously going to give you a reflect and a teleport, which is going to get you out of troublesome situations where other cameos would not be able to do so. And Sector, which is going to provide some setup for you. Darius, which is also going to provide some setup for you in the fact that, you know, it's utility, right? It's more than what they originally are supposed to do, because obviously these two can combo extend, but they can also help set up potential because of Sector missile, Darius roundhouse kick, etc. So I just wanted to do this before I went in so I could show you and tell you basically what these categories of the cameos are, what you're going to want to use them for, and just a general overview of the stuff that you're going to expect. After this, I'm going to go into some specific examples of cameos and how they assist characters specifically, so you guys can get a bit of an idea of that. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into that bit of the guide. Alright guys, so welcome to the lab. We're going to be going over each of the cameo categories so that you guys can best choose your cameo. We're going to be doing this in general fashion, we're not going to be going into the massive details. But this is just going to help you choose when, you know, you're looking at your main character and you're thinking, what weaknesses does my character have? And you want to fill them in with a cameo, or you want to enhance the strengths that that character already has. This is the purpose of that, so we're going to be going through that stuff. So first and foremost, we have the combo extension cameos. These cameos obviously do additional things besides combo extension. For example, you can see Sonya and Scorpion on the screen here, who I believe are the most prominent combo extension cameos, like that's their main purpose. Sonya obviously has a ring and Scorpion has an overhead which can be used, but for the most part these guys are the combo extenders. And if, for example, Sub-Zero here can do that. I drop the combo because I'm mad. For example, that string, not normally comboable, but with Sonya and Scorpion, you can combo this. like so. Now obviously this is just a very simple example, but these cameos are the best at this job. So for example, if you think that your character requires an additional assist to help get those meterless combos, like for example Sub and Sonya are a very good duo, it allows him to get combos off of things he wouldn't normally be able to. So for example, if I do this here, it edges out my damage a bit more. If I didn't have Sonya, I wouldn't be allowed to do the conversion such as that, because the damage is just much better, and the situation that Sonya's cameo provides makes me able to do that extra damage. A Scorpion is in a similar boat for Sub-Zero, kind of the same conversions. As you can see there, edges out a bit more extra damage, 30%, which is never a bad thing. Obviously you can get way more creative than this. Again, I'm just doing the simplest examples, but these cameos can do that, while also providing other utility, like I say. So Sonya has Energy Ring, which you can use to get in. Scorpion has his Overhead, which can catch people that are blocking low, which can obviously give you a free combo, which does a nice little chunk of meatless damage. These are the cameos that you're going to want to pick if you require combo extension, but also a little bit of extra utility. And it's not just limited to these two. Goro provides the same thing. Darius also provides some combo potential. We're going to get into those cameos a bit later, but for combo potential, if your character is lacking that meterless damage or conversion potential that you need to try and get the damage in this game, because getting the touch in this game is very important, cameos such as Sonya, Scorpion, Goro, etc. are going to be the one for you to pick. Okay, so we're back in the lab, and this time we've got two different cameos with two different characters that help with different jobs. So firstly, we've got Goro. Now Goro is what I would say is a support cameo, in that he essentially just makes everything you have better on block and gives you some more launch routes, with the fact that his cameo is obviously an ambush cameo, which is very versatile. And Tanya's a great example of this, because with Tanya, she gets a launcher off of her armor move, which normally would not be the case. Like so. Pretty solid damage as well for the fact it's a safe armor move, right? So with characters like Tanya, and Kung Lao does the same thing here, Goro provides that extra bit of damage on top of the fact that you're using an armored reversal to get out of situations. So Goro is the cameo that can help when maybe your defensive options are lacking, or you don't think your defense is that good, so you like using armor prevalently. And Goro is a cameo that can help make that a bit safer, whilst also providing extended combo routes, like this for example. You know, you can combo off of meterless things because of the fact that Goro is an ambush. So he provides combo potential, like I said before in the last part, but also gives you the ability to combo off your armor, which is really strong in this game because armor is very prevalent. Now moving on to Johnny Cage and Kung Lao, this is a completely different style of cameo helping the character. So Johnny, obviously, as we know, very, very strong character, and doesn't have many weaknesses. One thing he lacks in this game that's very apparent is a projectile. He doesn't have any, because of the fact his rushdown's so good, but Kung Lao gives him a low projectile, very fast on startup, very good damage on hit, and also very good frames on hit, so you can jail things like this if they try and move, which is very, very strong. Now, in addition to that, he provides obviously launching options, which are really strong for Johnny, because, you know, meterlessly he can't really get launches outside of like his launching strings. But for example, if you hit this mid string, you're not normally getting a launch, right? But this with Kung Lao will give you a launch, which is really, really strong. So it's filling in the holes that Johnny has, albeit very few, but filling in those holes makes Johnny an even more dangerous character, which is why you see this team so often, because it's very strong. And also with Johnny, he has a lot of built-in overheads. So for example, 2-1-2 ends in an overhead. So you can do 2-1, low hat. Forward 3-4 ends in an overhead. Forward 3, low hat. The world's your oyster with this, honestly. Forward 4, overhead low at the same time. Very hard to block. It just makes him very functional, even more so than he usually is. And Lao Hat does this for a lot of characters. So if you have built-in strings that have overheads, Lao Hat, instead of the overhead ender, would provide a mix-up, provide some plus frames on block and hit, which is obviously very, very strong, and very, very good recharge rate as well. So if you require some help in the neutral, and you would like to frustrate your opponent with a very, very strong projectile that you think would help you try and get in or help you maintain a life lead, Kung Lao is definitely for you. And obviously Sonya has the same thing with Energy Ring, and there are other Cameos that have these projectiles as well, like Serena. So if you would like that aspect of your game improved, those Cameos are what you want to pick. However, Goro will help you with that armored reversal combo, like I mentioned before, but also give you meterless combo conversions, which are obviously going to edge out your damage and help you combo off of your armor moves. So if that is what you need in a Cameo, Goro is for you. And that'll about sum up those two categories of Cameos, I think. Now, moving on to the last section, we're going to go over some combo Cameo with setup. So Jax and Darius, I think, are very good examples of this, and I will show you how they aid these two characters specifically, but generally as well, I'll talk about what their benefits are. So obviously both of these Cameos give health, which I think is very important, something I haven't really touched on, but you'll obviously know whether Cameos give health or not because you'll just load into the game and you'll see your health values changed. So that is also something you should consider, but I don't think it's as important as people make it out. You know, if the Cameo is strong, the Cameo is strong. It doesn't matter if there's any, you know, health gain or not. You know, if it has good synergy, it has good synergy, end of story. Anyway, so again, similar to Goro, Raiden Jax gives him meterless conversions, like so. Which is obviously something that's very, very strong in this game, considering that damage is very important. You know, the fewer touches that you can get on an opponent to kill them, the better. But in addition to this combo potential, like so, Jax also provides you with some setup because he has ground pound, which is an ambush assist. So for example, if Raiden gets the hit here and calls out ground pound, he can get a cheeky combo if your opponent isn't ready for it, which is really, really good. And also provides you with some safety off of Energy Wave, which is down Cameo. So there's a lot of things here that Jax provides you, in addition to the fact he can just combo off of certain things that other characters can't, because a lot of players will see this, you know, the fact that Jax can combo meterlessly here off of Shocker, and consider this his only benefit, but there is a lot more to the Cameo. The meterless potential, or sorry, the setup potential you can get with ground pound, extremely, extremely strong. And Shao is in the same boat here with Darius. So, for example, Darius, you know, he's got the, let me change to Darius here. He's got the neutral roundhouse kick, very, very strong. And that's literally the main reason you pick Darius, right? It's that one move. Obviously, it has a lot of recharge, can be very punishing to use if you whiff it or if you mess up. But on hit, for example, if I just do a standard combo here, you can go into the setup and then go into a low overhead mix-up, which obviously continues your momentum. And if they get hit by it, it means you're going to be doing close to, you know, one-touch sequences, you know, which is really, really good. Obviously hard to employ with some characters because the roundhouse kick has quite slow startup, as you can see, 57 frame startup. Not the fastest of moves, but if you can implement it into your game, very, very strong. And as you can see, Shao, for example, very, very good at implementing that. Can also combo off of things like command grabs, which you wouldn't normally be able to combo from. So if I show you here, if I do Shao's command grab for Darius, get a nice little combo from that, which is very, very strong. Again, something you can't normally do, and it encourages the creativity with these Cameos because it means that you can do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do, and more importantly, things that people will not be considering when you're against a character like Shao, because when he's in Axis form, he obviously has overhead, he has low, and now he also has a launching command grab, which makes it a three-way guess, which is crazy, crazy strong. But that's just a look at those two Cameos. They do assist in the setup area, right? Obviously, ground pound, and then the overhead flip kick from Darius, but they also provide that extra bit of combo damage if you want it, where you wouldn't normally be able to combo. So if your character requires these things, or you think that you as a player would benefit from them in that you aren't that great at getting the touch, but when you do, you want to make it hurt, these characters are definitely Cameos you should consider. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of the Cameo guide today. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was very fun making it because honestly, Cameos are my favorite aspect of this game, so I hope that was translated in my video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, like I say. Before I go, make sure to drop DashFight a subscription if you enjoyed, and if you want more videos like this from yours truly and from many other great creators and pro players like you've already seen on this channel. The guys here are lovely, and yeah, love working with them, as I always say, so make sure to give them a follow, give them a sub, give them a like, give them a subscription even. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I shall see you in the next DashFight video I'm in. Take it easy, everybody.